Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Mantic Videocast. And today I thought I would go ahead and cover how to modify your Restic models that you get from Mantic. One of the things I've been asked recently is how to deal with the static poses that from Mantic models that are made out of Restic. And I found recently putzing around with resin that if you try the same process that you have for resin and use that on Restic, what you find is you can go ahead and make those models pliable and get them in different positions, so that way they look a little bit more organic and not so static when you're ranking them up. So what you see today is I've got myself an ogre model, and you'll be able to tell here the thickness of the ogre model. It's a pretty thick model here. You can see that when I put the two parts together, the arm is physically set so the sword goes to the front of the model. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking that and taking the tongs that are located on the left and putting it in the boiling water on the right hand side. We're going to hold it in for about 10 seconds. The one thing you want to remember that's different compared to working with regular resin is with resin you have to take it and put it into hot water. Then after you put it in the hot water, make it pliable to where you want it to be, and then put it into a bucket of cold water afterwards. And with Restic you don't actually have to do that because it's actually a harder material and it's a plastic resin hybrid. So we're going to start out, take the ogre arm, pick it up with the tongs, hold it in the boiling water for roughly 10 seconds or so. Oh, dropped it, not a problem. Gives me an opportunity to count 10 seconds. If I can pick it back up, alright. So I've got it now. Can take the arm, and then after I take the arm, I can bend it to a different location at the elbow joint, however I want to, make sure it's straight. And then afterwards, you'll notice that when I put it back up, now the model is pointing straight up instead. And what you find is drastic changes of joints when you're working with Restic models actually are they take 2 or 3 times of dipping it into the hot water instead. But right now, even after only a little bit, it's pretty much solid, right? I don't have to dip it back into cold water. But if I was going to go ahead and change the orientation completely, so that way it was, say, pulled all the way to the side here instead, so it looks like I'm chopping, I could do that with, say, 3 or 4 times dipping into the boiling water and getting the orientation I want. So hopefully that helps you out and gives you some opportunity to have some variation in your Restic Mantic models, so that way your rank and file foot troops can look a bit different. And hopefully this tip helped, and